Felicia.
And I'm Tay.
And we're the trainers.
Welcome to our channel. Basically, we started this channel for it to be like family oriented, doing different stuff with the kids. We just had 2 newborn twins or whatnot. And pretty much if you watch it for the first time, if you into the family thing or stuff like that, just subscribe to the channel. Everything we do on this channel, we're gonna try to make it like, family friendly, informative, stuff like that. And basically sharing information on the things we did and the journey we had coming along as being married. I just wanted to say that for y'all who watch it for the first time, who want to kind of get an idea what this channel was about. And if you should subscribe on that, my biggest thing is we just like to make videos and stuff to, shed light on how it is to, deal with 6 kids and different experiences that we had as a married couple, buying a house, credit, different stuff like that we're going to be talking about in the future. Hopefully it can help somebody out, that's watching the channel or whatever the case may be. So, I just wanted to throw that out there first before we got started. And in most videos, you're going to hear the kids in the background. Can't escape that. 6 kids. Whoever, those of y'all out there that's watching that got a lot of kids, you know how it is. So there's no way to really hide that. So, just to let you know ahead of time, you will hear kids in the background because that's just how it is. Okay, so in today's video, we are going to be doing the story time of how we met. And every time we talk about it or tell people how we met, each person's story is different. So I'm gonna go ahead and let him get his version out. So pretty much how we met, you got the truth, the exaggeration, but I'm gonna give you the truth of how we met.
Guys, I don't lie.
I didn't say she lied.
And I know how I remembered it.
I said she exaggerated.
And I don't exaggerate. Well, sometimes I do.
She exaggerated the story. But, in all seriousness though, pretty much we worked in the same building. And that's pretty much how I started off. We worked in the same building. I used to see her, I saw her maybe like a few times of me working there. Or whatever. And then it just was one day she came down to our office. And this was actually the first time that I've seen her like up close, like face to face. So,
Would you have to make sure?
No. I'm saying like, cause I seen you in passing, but I never really seen you like face to face, close up. You know what I'm saying? So after I seen her, I think I asked her what's her name. I think I did. I'm not sure, but then I went back up to my coworker and I had asked him like, who is that? And he was like, oh, that's Felicia, and she is the IT person for the building. She works in IT for the building. So I was like, okay. And so she was still back there in the office part. So I had went back to the back where our office desk and stuff was. So I had went up to her and I had asked her name, even though my coworker, he already had told me. I just asked her name again. She told me her name. So we started talking right there at the desk, and I think I was going to college at that time. I had just started, and I think I said something like, "Okay, you be my tutor," because I wasn't that strong in certain subjects. So she said she was in school and stuff like that. So I was like, "Okay, can you be my tutor?" So she said, "Yeah." She gave me her number, and we went from there. I don't know if she texted me or I texted her. I can't tell you exactly how that part went. That was like over 10 years ago. But I do know that we started talking. We started texting, we started talking. And I think she had went out of town with her family. It was during the Christmas holiday. And yeah, we was texting. And we had made plans to go to the movies when she got back from her little winter break. So when she got back, we went to the movies or whatever. We had fun, laughed, joked, I was acting the ass, being a fool, stuff like that. And you know, we went from there, and you know, it just developed more and more. Every day, every week, we went out to lunch together. We worked in the same building, and then we started going out to lunch together. You know, stuff like that. So we got to know each other a lot more. So, like I said, we got to know each other a lot more and a lot better. And then one thing, you know, she started coming to my house. I started going over her house. She met my family. I met her family. And you know, that's how it went as far as like us first meeting each other. Next, we started hanging out more, going out on dates, restaurants, you know, bowling, different stuff like that. And the marriage thing, honestly, I can't even tell you how the hell that came about to happen, honestly, and that's the truth. But I will say, it came up somehow, some way. Her family, you know, her dad and stuff was in the church, things like that. My family wasn't really in the church. I was going to church a little bit. I had started to get into church and stuff like that, but I wasn't gonna say like I'm a church person. I was getting into it, but her family was like church people, like literally church people. So, you know, I don't know how it came about for the marriage thing. It just came about, honestly. And so then as we was hanging out, I was like, hey, I'm tired of staying at my mother's house, hearing my mother's mouth and all of that type of stuff. You know, so we decided to get an apartment together. But like I said, her parents was church people, so you couldn't, her dad wasn't going for that, oh, you going, you know, shack up and do all of that before you get married. But he didn't really know. Like, we already talked about marriage and stuff like that, because I believe, and I let her tell you what she believed in as far as that stuff. But I believe that what's the point of waiting if you love somebody, or you say you love them, and you know, what's the point of waiting to get married? If you feel like that's the person for you, you should just go on and do it. Like, what's stopping you from getting married? Because me and her, we didn't have nothing. We didn't have cars, we didn't have houses, we didn't have a lot of money. So, you know, for us getting married wasn't going to, like, you know, affect nothing because we didn't have nothing. So it's kind of like, you know, my point is, what's the point of waiting? If you feel like that person is for you, go on and get married. That's how I look at it. I don't know if you look at it the same way.
I think then I did. I kind of still do now, but I would just say, knowing what I know now, I definitely caution people, like, I mean, don't just jump into it thinking it's gonna be easy. So you better make sure you love that person, you know God, you got God's in it, because it's not gonna be easy. But I do agree. I mean, I feel like we both was at that point where we saw a future with each other and there was no point to just keep dating. But I'm gonna let you finish out your story.
Okay, I'm glad she did say that, because that's a real good point. I wasn't thinking of that part of it. I was just thinking of the just going to get married if you see yourself with that person. But she is right. But I wasn't thinking of that, but she is right. You know, I still say if you see yourself building the future, go on and do it. But like she said, we got into it not really fully knowing each other. So it was like we was married, but we was still getting to know each other at the same time. And I think that's the hardest part to me in a marriage, is if you don't really know that person and you get married and then you have to learn that person while you're married. Because if you don't know that person, then there's a lot of things you're gonna see, and there's a lot of things that's gonna come about that you didn't know, or you probably wouldn't know how to handle because you never did it with that person, or you didn't really know that person like that. So yeah, I would say too, still get married, but before you get married, try to get to know that person's habits and stuff a little bit better. And I can say it can better help guide you deal with whatever, you know, the situation is.
That's Mari.
Deal with the situation at hand at that time. But other than that, I say go on and get married. But like you said, it ain't gonna be easy. Hell no, it's not gonna be easy. If you ever talk to somebody that's been married a long time, they always say, you know, marriage isn't easy. But if you can get past the first, I was told 5 years. But I would say I was told if you could get past the first 5 years. But I would say if you can get past the first, it ain't to get past the first nothing. There's always gonna be stuff that's gonna happen regardless of what year you in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's always gonna be stuff because it's life. So yeah, it may get easier, but it's still stuff that's gonna happen. It's still situations that's gonna happen. Arguments, disagreements, you know, stuff like that. It's just all about how you go about dealing with it. And I'm not a perfect, nobody's perfect. Everybody has flaws and everything like that. But I can't say that it's all about progression. And, you know, I think that it depends on the person with the progression part. But I feel like if you, as long as you progressing, even if it's little by little, some people may not have the patience to wait for you to progress little by little. Some people do. It just depends on the person. But if you can find that person that can be patient with you as you progress, whether it's little by little or if you progress fast, however the case may be, yeah, that's a good help too. But anyway, I just wanted to say pretty much that's how we met.
That's his version. So let me tell you, I mean, it was kind of accurate. So let me set the whole thing. Like you said, we met because we worked in the same building. And I saw him for the first time when I was helping my coworker, like he said, out with work stuff. And I mean, I didn't even like notice him, but I noticed a man just kept walking back like all quick. And I mean, I really wasn't trying to like no, if you know me, I'm sociable. I mean, what do you call me? I'm too damn friendly. I'm friendly.
Crash sauce got in my eye.
That's what he get. But anyhow, so I just kept seeing him like kind of catch the corner of my eye, just walking back all fast with hair. And I mean, I noticed him, but I really didn't like notice him until I was at his co-worker's desk setting up her computer. And he was like in the cubicle with someone else, like a few other people. And like he said, he mentioned the school thing. He asked me my name. But again, I'm still not really focusing on him because he's asking me a question and then he will like go and do one of his tasks that he had to do. And then like 5 minutes later, he'll come back and like pick back up on the conversation. And I'm just like, I mean, okay. I guess, sure, you know, whatever. But where he went wrong, I remember it. We was some type of way we was talking about movies or something, and I was saying one of my favorite movie franchises was coming out with another part.
I thought that was through text message.
No, that was through there, and that's how you got my number.
So I got your number for the school thing.
The school thing.
Right there.
Oh, I don't think
she was right there, and I was like. The school, I was like, I
remember
school, and can you be my tutor? And you said, yeah, and you gave me your number. And we
tutor known that one day. And I'll say, guys, you know, because I was in IT, I ain't gonna lie, everybody had my number, and it wasn't on like no funny stuff, but if you know, get my number, if you have an IT problem, text me, call me, whatever. So
but I wasn't dealing with no IT problem.
It still wasn't like, in my mind, it still wasn't like on that level. Because for me, I don't know about for him, he was a different character then. Damn. I wasn't trying to talk to anyone that I work with. I just felt like that's just too close. I don't know, that just seemed messy. But I don't mind going to lunch with people, you know. And for me, I only went to one place for lunch, and that was Subway. So if you wanted to come or walk, whatever, I don't care, you know. It's not a big deal. But like you said, he was funny. He asked me about the school tutoring thing. He ain't had no game. I just felt bad for him.
You don't want me to tell the whole real story.
You want to say something.
You don't want to tell me the whole real story. I can tell him the whole real story.
What tell him the whole, what happened? Ain't nothing happened at work. What happened with the whole real story? But yeah, he asked for my number. I gave it to him. some type way we connected. And it was actually funny because I don't know if you forgot this part, but I think we made plans, like he said, when I came back from vacation, to go to the movies to see the movie I wanted to see. And because, again, I don't see him often because I never really go in his section. So I had texted him and I was like, hey, are you still planning on coming with me to the movies? I mean, it's no big deal. It's not, you know, I don't want to pressure nobody, but, you know, because you work in the same building as the person, you want to extend that courtesy. So you got a courtesy text. That's kind of how it all started. So he was like, I think he was just trying to play it cool, but his co-workers already told me he was talking about it for weeks. But he was like, yeah. No, you told me. That's getting cut out because my co-worker didn't say shit about me getting no fucking talking about nothing for no weeks. They was like, Tay be skipping down that, what they used to call that little back way? Yeah, yes they.
What the hell said I was skipping?
But he always say he forgot about our movie plans. And he had something else to do, but he canceled for me.
I really did.
So that's kind of how it started. I don't know how the whole, after that, I think it was like organic. It was, we had a good time. We made, I guess we made plans. I don't know. It's just, plans you started kind of like walking me to school. Or were you walking me to school?
Yeah, I walk her to school, stuff like that.
Because I went to night school. So I worked during the day, and then I went to night school. Yeah, but the conversations were good. Never really seemed to end. It was always a good time. So that's pretty much how we met and how it all kind of just started. Now, to make a comment, because I was listening, but I was in my class, but you said a few things. You were saying something about my family's in church. So with that, I mean, did you feel pressured, like you had to ask me to get married?
No, I was just saying you was a church person.
Oh, okay. That was me.
Do a goddamn thing. I'm just saying.
I was just wondering.
I'm just saying that. I'm just saying I'm saying fathers moving in together.
Oh yeah.
That's what I was saying. Like, but you ain't gonna be going to all of that, so I just left it alone.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, I wasn't saying that.
That's like the third time.
So, pretty much that's how we met. Her story different, my story different. Like I said, it was over 10 years ago. So, I mean.
Oh wait, and the other thing
honestly,
you said,
it really don't matter to me.
You were right, but I think I have to. You were saying what were you saying? Like the moving in when you don't know a person. Say that part again, because
you know what I'm saying? When you get married, when you don't really fully know the person, it's like when you married, you trying to learn each other while being married, instead of learning each other before getting married first to see like, oh no, this ain't gonna be for me. So I think we could just stay friends or something like that without getting married, because marriage is a big thing. I mean, people get divorced, yeah, that's true, but why waste your time getting married if you could just learn a person first to see if you really want to be with that person? But I say still, even knowing what I'm knowing, even knowing what I know now, you should get to know the person. That's 100% true. You should. But if you feel like you're gonna be with that person regardless, and you willing to go through that type of stuff, then go on and get married. But just know, like my wife said, it ain't gonna be easy. It ain't gonna be easy at all. One person difficulty may be another person easy. One person easy may be another person's difficulty. But at the end of the day, marriage isn't easy.
Yeah,
at all.
I think he's absolutely right, because we didn't. I mean, I feel like we knew each other dating, and I think there's just different type knowing each other. I think because we weren't living together before we got married, it was just that learning curve of knowing exactly how he likes to do things and how I like to do things, you know, and just accommodating each other's. I don't even know how to really explain, but just know, if you haven't lived with a person, and I'm not saying you should live with a person before you get married, do you? But I'm just saying, I'm not giving that advice. But just know you're not going to fully know a person until you live with them.
That's 100% true.
That, I think, was our biggest thing. Because yes, as soon as we woke up, he would call me, or you would call me, because I was always up before you. And you know, you kind of know what a person does, but you don't really know. So like, he don't know like how I like to do my morning routine, and I don't like to be the, you know, it's just little different little knickknacks, and you just gotta go and you just have to like learn all of the little person's funny ways. And when you're living with a person, it's nowhere to hide. Like that person's literally in your face 24/7. And then for us, like you said, I mean, we work together also. So we waking up literally now, going to work all day. Not that we work together, but we work in the same building, so it's still close enough. And then we're going home together. I mean, it was just a lot. It was a lot.
I agree.
It was a lot. Yeah.
I mean, you had fun moments though.
Oh, definitely.
But like you said, if you're in a disagreement with that person, and y'all had an argument or something, but then that knowing, I mean, yeah, you live with each other, so yeah, of course you're gonna have to come home to each other. But imagine having an argument or disagreement, whatever you want to call it. You both mad at each other. You work in the same damn building, so meaning you got to go to work together. Unless one person, well, at first we was catching a bus, so you know we both was catching a bus together. Then we got a car. We still drove together. Unless you wanted to be the fool to stand out in the cold and wait for the bus while the other person drive. If you that damn mad, then go on, so be it. But I don't think too many people doing that unless it was like extremely like, I don't know. But you crazy if you gonna stand out there in the freezing cold, rained on, because you're mad. You just be quiet in the car. But still, you ride to work together. Then, you know, you do your work. Lunchtime, you may not see each other because you're still mad.
No.
But then you come home, still you see each other on the way home and while you in the house. So it's not. You never really get in the real like proper space to, get over what the disagreement or the argument was before you can come back around to the other person and talk about it or whatever the case may be. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff in knowing that a person may not think of at the time before getting married or living with a person. It's just a lot of stuff that you don't find out until you actually living with a person. So, at the end of the day, if you love that person and you feel like that person is the one for you, just know that you got a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
A whole lot of work to do. But in saying all that, I think marriage is good. You're going to have ups and downs. You're going to have to grow and learn. I'm still learning. I'm still growing. I ain't the perfect person. But you just going to have to do that. Or you cannot do that and be stubborn. I'm a stubborn person.
Very.
I'm a stubborn person. But I'm coming around 10 years later. I'm still coming around to trying to, adjust and not be so stubborn, but that's something for another day. But yeah, so if you like this type of stuff, comment down below. Let us know. Subscribe to the channel. Like I said, we're gonna be putting out more videos, and we get into the little short videos too. So we're gonna be doing a lot of different stuff, but it's never gonna be none of that cheating and because we not down for that type of stuff. Even though for some people that do it, it's just fake. It's just all in fun. But I'm a big believer in you don't do type of stuff like that because it comes to a point where you can play too much.
Yeah.
And that's just us. But if you like this type of stuff, comment down below. Subscribe to the channel, and these spam days was good. And hopefully you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
Bye.
Bye.